What is going on, guys? I'm bringing you another video on the Pelton Power Turbine, and if you guys have kept up, you'll notice on the last video I came up with this design, and then you can see it has its flaws where this cracked and another one actually came all the way off. But this design features, oh, my camera falling over. This one features pulleys to almost double, essentially double. These bottom sprockets down there are 36 tooth and these are 20, so it's almost a 2-to-1 ratio. And I did have both motors on, but we actually lost a little bit of power from the last revision, and that's because these motors actually have a resistance to turn. Even with no load on them, they still take a little bit and won't free spin super easily. As you can see, they're not super difficult, but they don't like to spin. So today, when I'm testing, because I realized last time that this nozzle size really has a difference, I have printed 4 different nozzles, and I'm actually going to grab the one that came out of here, ranging from about 2.5, 3.13, I think this one's 3.5, 4 millimeters, and the one right here is 4. I mean, I could probably just snap this one off, but I'll leave that one in there. It's bad off anyway. And if you guys remember, if you guys have been on the channel for a long time, this was the Rev 1, where I just had a motor sit here. It had a nozzle holder, very rough nozzle holder, as you can see. This was the first revision, and it would have the Pelton wheel right here. I'm actually bringing this back because for this test it'll be a lot easier. So I'm just going to put 2 bricks right here to hold it. I've actually got a table moved to my backyard, which seems to be working a lot better. And I'm going to just get this all set up. And the only thing I want to say is it's not going to have a record output, because it's not going to have any of the pulleys. It's going to be directly mounted to the shaft of the motor. So there will be a little bit less power, but this way we can test with the nozzles. It'll be fair between this one, all 5 nozzles. Whatever one makes the most voltage and or power, if I test that, will be the winner. And then I'll figure out, because I might go with the 2 nozzle design on here. So I might see and go through that way. But also a lot of people have asked me to get a gauge to test pressure. So today we'll be testing the pressure as well, and it goes actually all the way up to 200. It's a very quality feeling gauge. It came with a few different adapters, and on the hose I have a Y splitter that I used when I tested the dual feeds on it, but I can put the gauge on this side and then a nozzle here and spin it. For this test I'm just going to hold it. I don't think I'm going to deal with mounting it all in here and getting that working right. Probably just hold it and continue to get soaked. As you can see, I did a little test, and that's how I came to the conclusion of I'm going to try this. So here we go. I am going to get the last few things I need. I think I just have to disassemble, bolt this on, screw in the motor, and it's good to go. So maybe I'll give you guys a little time lapse. I'll leave it filming. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, now that I got the Pelton wheel off, you can see that the individual buckets right here. And I actually vapor smoothed these particular buckets right here. They were ASA printed and vapor smooth. It was my first try ever doing it, and it just turned out beautifully. It actually did increase the efficiency. So now I'm going to put the Pelton wheel on here. I'm going to get it all mounted up, and then I'm going to see, and probably get completely soaked in the process, but we'll test when it's nice and bolted straight. We'll test and see which nozzle gives us the most output on this particular setup right here, and we'll compare pressure to it too. Maybe I'll get the bucket and fill it, or I'll just do it in the next video. Maybe I'll insert this if they come tomorrow. If that flow meter comes tomorrow, that's what I'll do. I'll do a quick test with all 4 or 5 nozzles and see what pressure and flow rate for each one. But let's get that set up and let's see what kind of output we get. I just want to quickly add in here, what I do is I have this hole big enough to support one of these pulleys for a shaft. It goes right into here, and then on the top side I have a screw that goes into there, and that screw is the same thread pattern. I think it's an M5 metric 5 mil bolt. It goes into here, pushes on the shaft. It keeps the wheel locked in rotation with the pulley locks to the shaft, and everything spins as one. Otherwise this would just spin on the shaft and not transfer any of the power. So I just want to add that in there. There you go. Alright, I think it's ready for the first test. Let's see how wet the camera's gonna get. What I'll do for this one, I'm just gonna put the smallest, actually, you know what? Let's work our way down because we started on the biggest nozzle. Let's grab that one, and I'll get this hooked up and we will see what we have. I'll probably just do a voltage test and then I'll jump over to a power test after. So let me grab that nozzle and we'll get to testing. Alright, first up, this is the nozzle that was in that original housing. This is, I think, approximately a 5mm nozzle. So quick, I'll just put the gauge on here. Actually, there we go. I'll spin it so you guys might be able to read it. Let's open the gauge first. Wow. Apparently I have the world's highest water pressure. I'm not sure if that's going to come up, but it is borderline 100 psi. Just so you guys can see, I'll turn the water on. Down to 40. Over 100 on that water hammer spike. Let me change the battery on the camera and we'll come back. But you can see it's running about 35 psi with this nozzle and running wide open. Let me switch the battery, I'll be right back. Alright, for this first test, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have both of these heaters or heating elements. Hold on, let me flip the camera. I'm going to have them, they're just kind of guarding some of the water from hitting. Okay, I guess they're not going to stay twisted together. The one side is connected, but neither side on either is. So we'll just be able to get a nice voltage reading and no amperage or wattage on the first. Then I'll connect it and we'll see for each nozzle, or maybe I'll just run through and we'll see the voltage all the way across the board and then run through. But let's test and see what we get. Oh, I can't see myself getting soaked in this. There's no good way to do this. Alright, down to the same 35 psi. You know what? Maybe I can... I'm gonna get soaked either way. I guess I'll just accept it. Alright, so this is the original 5mm hose. And it's got, you can see the 100 psi closed and about 35 running. So I'll leave that open, but it's got a powered analyzer test. You might get soaked, by the way, Shannon. Hopefully not. Did it read? Mm-hmm. What did it read?
Like 12.
That's it? Oh, actually, that's not bad. It's not, doesn't have the pulley on it. Just so you guys know, this is what I go through. I was trying to do this by myself, but I had to call up Shannon. I'll insert clip here. Hey, Shannon. 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 God damn it, the things I have to do. Let's work our way down. See? Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I don't even know if this, at 12, I don't even know if it's gonna power this on that. There might not be enough voltage. If it comes on but goes off, just let me know. Or if it doesn't come on, also try and let me know. I'm just gonna try and make it spin as fast as I can. Let me just do let's see if this actually is saving me from getting wet, because it makes it so I can't see a damn thing. The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
Oh.
My socks are wet. No, don't show them. That's no free feet finder mix. Okay, well, I'm gonna get wet either way. So, ready? Is it lighting up?
Yeah.
What's it say for wattage?
19.
19? Oh, it read, so 4 more to go. I didn't plan on taking a shower out here today, but I guess I am. You know, I think I know why I started putting a housing on around the outside of this. So when I started testing, I stopped looking like this. And V2 featured the same base, but a housing to prevent this. I haven't looked for it. I'm not sure if I got rid of it, but I'm starting to realize why I designed things the way I designed them after a few tests. So let's see. That was that one. Let's just work our way down. Let's grab, that was I think the 5 mil. And still at that, I don't know, 90, 95-ish PSI, 90 PSI. Oh. Don't worry, at least one thing here is waterproof. And I hope it's the gauge. Everything that's not electronic. Alright, let's see what the pressure drops to with this nozzle. Oh. So that's about 60. What was the last one? 35? So this one has a decent bit more pressure while it's running. Let's see if that directly correlates to a increase in, we'll see, voltage and then power. Alright, you ready? Oh, those can't touch. So those shouldn't touch. They always end up touching, but they shouldn't. That might have affected the last one. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
How are you so dry?
I don't know.
I'm not mad, but I'm a bit jealous. More than 12? What is it?
15.2, 14.4 volts, not watts.
Yeah, because I didn't plug the thing in. You know, some of you guys watch my videos and you don't like. I can understand if you don't comment, you don't subscribe, but not liking it. I don't like this, but I would like the content. It's just rude if you ask me. Just rude. I'm really happy didn't wait until winter for this test this year.
Yeah.
Alright, now let's see with the resistive heaters on if we have an increase. What was the last one? 20 watts you said? 19?
19.
Alright, we'll try it with this. Still has just under 60 watts. Alright, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
More than 20?
31.
Really?
This got soaked.
This is getting progressively worse, but you know what I'm amazed by? We just made 31 watts without a pulley, and this is only the second nozzle. So now it's starting to seem like if we combine the pulleys and a smaller nozzle, I might be onto something, and another rain shield. This is nice. Let's see. Let's see. I think this one's gonna be a sweet spot because if we go down too much in nozzle size, you give up the flow. So I think this next one, which is 3.5 millimeters, is probably gonna be the sweet spot. But who knows? The 2.5 could have so much pressure and flow or velocity that it goes up. But let's see this one. Still 95. About 95 PSI, which is ridiculous to have a garden hose. Open it up. And this one's hanging at about 70 PSI, so 10 more than the last. And you can see the flow out of here. Can you aim it that way? Like, can you just aim it down like we're watching the stream? You can see it doesn't have a very laminar flow. So very turbulent. So I wonder if I took a drill bit and changed it, would it really make a difference? I mean, that has a lot more pressure behind it, so let's find out. It'd be funny if this video was brought to you by Rain-X. Would be nice. Alright. So I'm gonna try and aim a little, so let's see. Oh yeah. Wait, can you I'll do it. I forgot we have to get the voltage first. If you see it climb over like the 35, 36 volts, let me know, because I've never gotten one of these motors that high. What's it at? 15 volts?
Yeah.
That's it?
15.7.
Is my back wet?
Hold on. It's not focusing, but yeah.
Got a lot colder out. Oh, I should probably put it here first. You ready? Alright, and I forgot I have to shut it off before.
Yeah, not spray it right in my face.
No, I sprayed it here to actually just, it hit here and you can see it actually cleaned the brick right into your face. So I didn't directly spray you, but... Alright, let's connect this.
Highest I hit was 30.
What did we hit on the last one? We hit 30 something, didn't we? On that nozzle?
I think so.
Yeah, that's when I said I think it's going to start going back down. So I think, ironically enough, a 4 mil nozzle might be the sweet spot. But the thing is, what if you have 2? This is nice. Alright, moving on to the 3.13 millimeter nozzle. Do the same thing. See what the pressure is while it's flowing. So baseline 95. This one's about 78. I mean, you could close enough. You could call it like 78, 80 psi. But see, that's not very good flow. Can you see that in the video? Is that coming up where it's like all very streamy? And yeah. I'm gonna just grab a drill bit real quick and just drill it. I'll be right back. I drilled it out. It's now just a little bit bigger than 3.13 mil. But let's see if the flow's any. I'd say that's a decent bit better. Alright, let's try that. Now we'll know if this one makes more power. It does have something, it does matter, the stream. Just in case I do it. Alright, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, I have to. Can you plug that green wire into the? You just have to pinch it and then.
Like that?
Yep, just like that. So now we'll see the power output. Oh. What do you got?
Off. Just flickering.
Alright, I gotta try and get it on better. Is it on there?
Flickering.
This next one, we're just gonna do the power with the next one because I don't think it's gonna even illuminate the screen. So I'll do the pressure with it, and then I'll turn it on. And we'll see if it even will illuminate the screen. Make sure that, you know what we could probably do? I guess, can you pull that green wire back off? That'll be good. If it doesn't light up the screen without the load, it's not gonna light it up with the load. Let's see the pressure. This one's about 82, 83 PSI. So, a little step up. You can see this one has a little messed up stream too, but I'm now cold and wet, so we're just gonna test. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Barely lit up.
Lit up.
Yeah, but it's not reading.
Well, there you have it. Middle ground for one nozzle on this appears to be 4 millimeters. That gave us the most output I've actually seen thus far. So I'll watch it back, I'll make sure, and then I'm gonna kind of wrap everything up, but let me go dry off, get this cleaned up, and I will be right back. All right, I actually just toweled off and changed my shirt because just couldn't leave you guys. So with this being said, on the various nozzles we tested, including that one down there, as you go, this one does work, the 5 mil, but it, as seen, the best was the 4 mil. That one actually gave the highest output, and I wonder if I smooth this one up with a drill bit, would it have been a little bit better? But so for right now, I didn't realize my hose is actually about 100 PSI. If this gauge is right, that is ridiculous. I'll let it focus. You can see it's right above like 95 PSI, which is just ridiculous. So if that is the case, well, this might be a little bit lower if I tried this at someone else's house or at my house at home back where I grew up. So maybe that's what I'll do. Once I get this revision, I'll bring it home and see, or maybe I'll just bring the gauge. That's probably a better idea. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll bring the whole thing. But with that being said, we're going to go with the 4 millimeter nozzle, and I'm going to focus on just one because I don't see a reason in going with the 2 millimeter nozzles because I don't see that being effective. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to split, I'm gonna do 2 4 millimeter nozzles on it, and maybe if I can get these 2 hoses to reach, I have 2 hoses in the house, and if it doesn't split like the flow, like if it can actually support like the flow, if it's not like on the same inlet, then maybe I can actually get the power of 2 hoses on it at the same pressure. So I'll have to see, or maybe I'll just have Shannon go open the front one and I'll see if that pressure drops out here. So with that being said, we now know the 4 millimeter is the one we're gonna go with. So on the housing right here, I'm gonna reprint this. I'll probably stick to blue, or maybe I'll order I'll order a spool of PETG of this, just so it's a little bit stronger. This is 2.4 millimeters thick. I've revised this to be now 4 millimeters thick, and it'll be PETG, not ASA. So for the meantime, it will look a bit like this. It'll probably look exactly like this, but it'll just be stronger. So hopefully the nozzles don't just rip out. So in the future, you'll see it just like the way it was, and it'll have probably one motor to start, and then I can add it, and the second one in when we get to that power level, but I'll focus on one. And the next goal is going to be 50 watts of power. If you guys haven't seen my other videos, please check them out. The first time we added pulleys, I think was the time we hit like 36 or 37 watts of power. The last one that I just tested with both motors was right around 30 watts of power, and apparently Shannon said on this recording she saw like 30 something watts of power with no pulleys. So if that's true, with the nozzle and the pulley, I think we can get some really good power. So stay tuned, there's going to be a lot coming, because now I'm pretty excited. It's proving to work, and I also think I have an idea for that indoor testing like I said. So if I can do that, it won't splash me. Everything will be perfectly consistent every time for the videos. So I'm going to start working on that in the background. But in the meantime, I'm going to modify the file. I'm going to set it to print. And I will see you when I do the test on the next one. Thanks, guys.